the Oakland Athletics. Celebration time at the Coliseum.
Hello and welcome to the A's UK live stream ahead of today's game against the Detroit Tigers. I am here with Hannah. Hannah, how are you?
Oh, very well, thank you, Matt.
Very well, yes. It's been a lovely weekend and lots of A's wins as well.
Oh, more than you could hope for, really, isn't it?
It's,
yeah.
It's from famine to feast, isn't it, almost, after the start?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and so we've had, I was writing on the blog today that we've had, here in the UK, we've had the lockdown started to ease on the Monday, so I see you were enjoying some hospitality yesterday, is that right?
Yes, I was. I went to a brewery in Peckham, which is in South London.
Lovely.
Had a couple of very nice pints. One of the nicest pints I've had in a while, I think. Brilliant. Just because of the circumstances.
Yeah. Good evening to Phil, by the way. Evening team. Fingers crossed we extend the streak tonight. Yes, definitely, Phil. Hopefully we will. Yes, and so I had the extra bonus yesterday of Norwich, my football team, having their promotion to the Premier League secured in the afternoon while I was asleep, because we were automatically promoted whilst I was during the afternoon whilst the other teams were playing. So I fell asleep, which was quite fortunate, so I didn't have to go through the pain of watching the scores coming through, so that was good. Phil has come back and said, did Dom miss the memo for tonight? No. Well, so Dom is potentially joining us at some point, Phil, don't worry. He is busy watching the FA Cup semi-final, isn't he, I think, Hannah?
Yeah, I think that's what he said he was doing, having some garden beers.
Garden beers, you can't overlook the garden beers. Yes, it's been quite a day in the football world this afternoon with the big news of the Big Six playing their dirty tricks. So yes, we will be talking to Dom later about that, I'm sure, after the live stream. I suspect he will not be very impressed with Fenway Sports Group and them leading away alongside Kroenke and Man United and all of those guys.
That was my first thought. I wonder what Dom thinks about this.
Yes. So we have had an initial comment from Matthew saying, any thoughts about the game tomorrow getting postponed due to Twins players? So we can immediately dive into that. So I will quickly put up the schedule. So I've put the schedule on, Hannah, which shows that initially we were going to be playing a 3-game series against the Twins, 2:40 in the morning, 2:40 in the morning, and then 8:37 on Wednesday our time. Then Thursday off, then a 3-game series in Baltimore. But then I can now bring up the press release that came up about an hour ago. So this is an official press release from the A's saying the Oakland A's game versus the Minnesota Twins, scheduled for tomorrow, April 19th, has been postponed to allow for continued testing and contact tracing involving members of the Twins organisation. Depending on testing results, the game may be rescheduled as part of a doubleheader on Tuesday. Blah, 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 blah. So,
which would be 7 innings, would it?
It seems to be, yeah. So I was looking it up. So they were talking it would be a traditional doubleheader, which I think I did wonder, well, does that mean 9 innings? But they're definitely doing 7 innings this year. So I suspect it's just playing them back to back, as they always used to do, rather than one in daytime, one at night time. It has been rumoured, currently the idea would be for the first game to be at 3:30 local time, which would be 11:30 at night for us. So unfortunately wouldn't involve us getting a nice bit of extra daytime baseball to enjoy. But
not on a school night.
No, it's a bit of a shocker really. So I was looking it up. The Twins, well, the first positive they had was, I think, Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. He was put on the injured list on Wednesday because of a positive test. They postponed yesterday's game and today's game against the Angels, because they've now got another 3 people who have tested positive, 1 staff member, 2 players. And they are going through the process of doing lots and lots of testing, obviously. And I know they said yesterday that, I think it was Rocco Baldelli, their manager, said that so far all the tests were coming back negative, but they were still waiting for all of the tests to come through. So it's a bit of a scary situation, really, Hannah.
It is scary, but I'm quite glad that they've taken the decision already to postpone tomorrow. I think you've got, the situation we're living in right now with everything going on, you have to be ultra cautious. If it is extra cautious, then I don't care, as long as they're doing everything that they need to be doing. I think they had yesterday's postponed already, and then today's as well. So it is scary. It's a reminder that, despite the fact that we're having very, very low percentage of positive tests when they're doing the full league, it's just a reminder that this is still a huge thing. It is, can't forget that.
And obviously, it's, for all of the protocols, it is still the case that these are people who are travelling together, in hotels together, playing together, working together, essentially, and. However careful you can be, already some people are saying, well, Twins doing this, that and the other. Well, look, this virus is out there. It's very contagious. Even with trying to do everything right, it can still happen. So I think laying too much blame at the Twins is wrong, I think, at this point. Obviously, we'll learn and see what happens over the next few days as to quite how it's all come about. And yes, there may be some recourse against them if they have been sloppy, but there's no real... currently any evidence of that. It's one of those things, but definitely getting ahead of it seems the right thing, doesn't it? Postponing the last 2 games, there's no point in them travelling to Oakland ready for tomorrow if they're not sure what the situation is. So stay put, work out where you are, and then go from there. But it would be, we can be a little bit selfish at it in regards to how well the A's are playing at the moment. You wouldn't really want us to have to break much. If it's one day, it's not really any issue, but if we got to the point which we have had with the Mets early in the season, where they had, I think because of the Nationals positive tests, they had a whole series wiped out, that would be, there's nothing we can do about it, but it's a bit of a blow when you're playing well, basically.
It is. I think on the flip side, if, again, to be selfish, the Twins is probably the hardest series that we had in these 2 weeks, so if you want to find a bright side, it could be that we perhaps won't face the Twins. But I'd rather we played them, absolutely, to keep riding the wave, as the new A's motto is.
Yeah, we're adopting the old ride the wave. I'm going to have to do some sort of gif of us doing that or something.
Yeah, definitely.
The old... what was it, rise and grind that they came up with, hasn't really, I don't know, people haven't really taken that to heart so far, have they? I think it didn't help that we adopted that and then lost the first 6 games of the season. That's never gonna go down well. But ever since then, it's all been very good. And we can look at the Twins. Obviously, just recently, the Astros, it's not really been clear as to whether anyone's tested positive there, but they're putting people on the list. Bregman, Altuve, Jordan Alvarez and a few others, Maldonado. Doesn't look like they've tested positive yet, but there is some risk of they've been in contact with someone who has. So that's a situation where they're having to play at the moment without all of those players, and that's going to be the issue, I guess, with something like this, whereby to an extent you've got to keep going. Where we are with the Twins, they're doing all the testing to make sure they know where they are, so you have to stop before you get to that point. But if they find 7-8 players are out injured or out with COVID, they still have to get on with playing the games by all accounts.
Yeah, and I don't think it's been very clear about, I think there's, in other sports, you have, if a certain number of players go down, then the team gets to postpone the game. But unless I've missed it, I don't think that's the case in MLB this year.
No, I think it's the age-old issue with baseball that they play so many games that where do you fit them in if you can't play them? I know, like in football, Rotherham in the Championship, they had a spell where they had lots of games, so they've got something like 10 games in 20 days or 28 days or something stupid, haven't they? So they've got a lot of games to catch up, and that's really going to hurt them because they're playing like every 3 days or so. So yeah, there's just no way really you can fit them back into the schedule other than doing double headers, which, I mean, we like double headers, the 7-inning double headers. You can't really escape them, I guess. But there we go. It does kind of have an impact on the pitching staff. I mean, that's why they have 7 innings instead of 9, so it's 14 innings rather than 18. But given, the way the A's, particularly the starting pitching, has really come around over recent days, we're at least in a good position, whatever happens with the way our rotation has really sort of gathered some momentum at last.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd also note that I think it was a couple of years ago, it was, the years, I keep forgetting what year we're in, but it was maybe 2018 when we walked off a record number of games. So at least we're not in that kind of form where we're waiting to the 9th inning to win to win a game. So 7 innings won't hurt us quite as much. But yeah, starting pitching. I mean, is Fiers even going to get back in the rotation?
Well, that's going to be the thing, isn't it? Because Cole Irvin now has, put a real marker down yesterday in how well he pitched. Yeah. I guess he's the same old situation where he's got minor league options left, which is one of the reasons why we wanted him, so we can send him down to the minor leagues. And that's always difficult. Bassett was in that situation in the past where he was kind of odd man out, whereby because they could move him down to the minors, he was the one who missed out. So it does look like Fiers is picking up his work at the alternate camp in Stockton. So in theory, he should be coming back at the end of the month. But I mean, it's a nice problem for Bob Melvin to have, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you'd given him that option at the start of the season, he wouldn't have complained. But it's not a job I would like. Having to say, "Oh, you've done really well, Cole. You just pitched an absolute gem," but we're going to go with the guy that we know.
Yeah, the guy we're paying more money to, basically.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and the same, we've talked a lot about Dalton Jeffries, both on live streams and on our podcast in the past. He's another guy who really feels like he deserves a run, and it's the numbers game at the moment, but we know what pitching staffs are like. There will be an opportunity for him at some point this season. Yeah,
well, touch wood, it won't happen, but it's inevitable that one of our starting pitchers goes down at some point.
I mean, we've already seen with Puck and Fiers to start the season that these things, and that's why we need the depth, and that's one of the things that the A's front office has been really good at, is bringing in those depth pieces so that we saw last year we were in a situation where we had to go out and get another pitcher, and we ended up getting Mike Minor at your disgust to bring his name up again.
I haven't checked how he's been doing, actually. I
don't think he's been terrible, but because he went to Kansas City, didn't he? He got quite a lot of money, didn't he? Not on a 2-year deal for something like 18 million or something like that. So strange situation. But what is not strange is the way in which the A's are playing, because the A's are playing really well at the moment. With 7 wins on the spin, we're riding the wave. Yes, there we go. We're definitely going to have to gift that.
Yeah, we are.
We are. Yeah, I'll have to do a little song, actually. Maybe I can come up with a Ride the Wave song. I finished off, so a little preview for anyone out there watching the live stream now who also listens to the podcast, which of course you should do. New podcast feature that is going to be coming for the next podcast. Say It With Jay. Our friend Jay from the New York A's, who likes to correct us in our pronunciation of American terms around baseball. I've made a little song. I recorded that yesterday and made a little video package, a little intro. So that is ready and waiting for our next podcast. We may be, because we're off, currently we're off on the Thursday, aren't we? So I don't know if anything else is going on Thursday, but maybe we could record a pod on the Thursday, perhaps.
Yeah.
Genzo A's, is it? Genzo A's saying hello, Genzo A's. Nice to see you on the chat.
Hello.
Yes, there's always some people on the chat. It's always nice to bring you in. You can chat along on YouTube or on Twitter. Apparently it does come through, both which ways you do it, which is kind of cool. So we've got Say It With Jay coming up as a new podcast feature. And Dom has been going...
Does Jay know yet?
Jay doesn't know about this yet. No, I thought I'd spring it on him. We're going to well, he may do if he's watching this live stream. There we go. We'll see if he watched the live stream.
Sneak preview.
We'll see if he's watched the live stream, but otherwise, no, we were going to spring it on him. We were going to invite him to the next pod and then spring it on him. I was going to spring on the intro music for him and get his live reaction as to what his thoughts were. I'm not sure quite how we're going to do it. I think I'm going to have to write it down on a bit of paper and show it to the camera to try and get his thoughts on how to pronounce something. So, Genzo A's is Athletics France on Twitter. Hello there. Good to have you on. We always enjoy following you on Twitter, and I know they are bonsoir, of course. And I know you guys are planning to do a French version of the in-play runs thing that MLB UK community does, where they kind of follow the games as they're going on live on a Sunday. That's going on now. So I know it was doing that with Astros in France and various other French accounts. So that sounds like really good fun. Nice chance to... you know a bit of French, don't you, Hannah? Dropping you in it?
I'm fluent, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I studied it for 5 years, so at university, so I should be.
Oh, at university even? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it at GCSE. No, I didn't do it at GCSE. No. I did German at GCSE. I gave it up.
Oh. Technically, I should be fluent, but who knows? It's been a while.
There we go. Well, there we go. You've made it clear on the live stream, and Genzo is commenting, thanks. So maybe you're going to get a guest appearance on the French. You can show off your linguistic skills. And Dom claims that he's French. He's got a French passport, hasn't he?
Yeah, he says he's French, but he doesn't speak a word of French, I don't think. Not that, that means anything. But
no. His mum
but now that
French,
he's not here, I can take advantage of being the first time that I've been on when he hasn't. So
yes, yeah.
Let's just lay into him.
Yeah, I was going to say we normally stitch you up, but now that we can turn the tables on Dom and stitch him up instead. Anyway, I have done as per usual with these live streams. I say as per usual, we've only done one of these like this before, but as per last time, I have made a nice little lineup video package that I will play for you now, for your delectation, so that you can see both the A's lineup and also the Tigers lineup. So here that comes. And now, the starting lineup for the Oakland A's. Batting leadoff for the A's once again. Can I flip it? Yes, he can. It's Mark Canha in right field. Battling in the 2 spot, it's Ramon Laureano in centre field. And at 3, after his birthday off yesterday, it's second baseman Jed Lowry. Batting 4th, hit an only bomb yesterday, and he'll be looking to do it again today. Matt Olson at first base. Batting 5th, ain't nobody like him, it's Matt Chapman at third base. And batting 6th, after a day off yesterday, back behind the plate for the A's, it's Sean Murphy. Batting 7th, designated hitter for the day, it's Aramis Garcia. Batting 8th, it's our shortstop, Elvis Andrews, hoping to find a bit of luck today. And batting 9th, hashtag BTC, hashtag BTN, it's Tony Kemp. And on a mound for the A's today, it's Chris Bassett. Seabass has been decent so far in his 3 starts, pitching at least 5 innings each time. Looking fine, but not looking amazing, so hopefully he can really bring his Ace stuff today to set us on a way to victory. Now that's the lineup today for the Oakland A's against the Detroit Tigers. As for those Tigers, Robbie Grossman batting leadoff for them once again, and in their field it's Candelario at third base, Castro at shortstop, Ramos behind the plate, Renato Nunez, former A's farmhand at designated hitter, Castro at first base, Goodrum at second, Badu in right, Reyes in centre field, and a good left-hander on a man for Detroit in Matthew Boyd. So we are back. Phil says subtle Simeon reference, Matt. Yes, I always chuckle him in every now and then. We like to. I haven't got the cannon. I haven't got the cannon fodder music here on the live stream. But if we did, we would definitely be playing it. So yes, glad you enjoyed that, Phil. So yeah, there's the lineup for today. So pretty standard with the lineup. It's interesting to see Garcia in as designated hitter. He got his first home run of the season yesterday, filling in for Murphy at catcher. So I guess it's a case of, well, he had a really good day at the plate yesterday, so why not stick him in again today, really?
Yeah, I think, and that one, confidence is a big thing, isn't it? A guy he's not, well, I guess, yeah, to be blunt, he has struggled at the plate quite a bit. So even if he's not catching, then he's flying on the wave again. So stick him in, let him try to hit again.
Yeah,
I don't think so. It's a surprise, but it's not a bad idea.
No, it is difficult for a guy like him who is trying to make his way. I mean, I think he's like 28, so he's not like a youngster, no. But still, as a backup catcher, you're trying to learn the new pitching stuff you're working with. You're trying to develop as a hitter in the major leagues. If you're only playing once a week or twice a week here and there, it is difficult to get into a rhythm, isn't it? So the fact that he had a good day yesterday, why not, because we've got some other people we probably want to give a rest to, put him in as designated hitter. At least he gets another 3 at-bats also. That makes sense. Also made sense to give Jed Lowry his birthday off yesterday. He has been hitting the ball all over the shop. So he's back in today. We spoke about him on the recent podcast. I know it's just been incredible how quickly he's just got back into the groove he was in with us back in, when was it, 2018, I think it was.
Yeah, what a superstar. He just loves Oakland, doesn't he?
He does.
Although he got his spark on the road, I guess, in Houston, and then Arizona. It's just unbelievable. It's fantastic. Yeah. I can't speak highly enough, and I don't want it to end as well without putting loads of pressure on him. Yeah. But even if he I think I said it on the podcast, even if he just hit par for the rest of the season, that would be a huge win for us.
It would be,
because we're paying him peanuts as well.
$500,000, I think it was. Yeah, I don't know if there were any incentives beyond that, but it'd be worth every penny of them if there is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so going really well today. Chris Bassett on the mound, so this will be his 4th start of the season. His previous 3, he's pitched at least 5 innings each time, and I think especially early on in the season, although you'd like a guy like him to really be starring, just getting innings under his belt, that's good enough to start things off, and hopefully he can kick on today against the Tigers.
Yeah, let's hope he gets some run support as well, because I'd hate it for it to be that the one game that the offense is quiet is when Bassett, is coming back. But I don't know if you watched the interview they did, the live interview with Sean Manaea midway through.
I had one of the sound down, to be honest, so I didn't hear what he was saying.
It was just nice to hear the way that Sean talked about the two. They obviously, I know I spoke about it in my mum fam about the brotherhood, for want of a better word, but the way that he spoke about those two just playing weird thumb games, and
I saw it
was just it was just really nice to hear, and it's always great to hear from Sean Manaea. But yeah, he spoke very highly of Chris Bassett, so let's get the win.
Let's get the win. Yeah, well, he's got a tough act to follow. I was just looking at my notes. The last 2 games, we've shut them out, haven't we? It was 3-0 in game 2 with Frankie going 6 innings. A chappie hitting a home run, and then yesterday Cole Irvin really good work in the bullpen too, 7-0. So tough act to follow, but that's kind of, you hear a lot pitching staffs talking about this in a rotation where you kind of, it's that good, healthy, friendly competition where someone else goes out and puts in a good 6 innings, you think, right, I want to go out and do the same tomorrow, and that can only be a good thing for a good group, which, as you say, really seems to be the case with this group.
Yeah. And just on the 3-0 shutout, I think we should spare a thought for the Tigers pitcher, because he pitched a heck of a game to give up. I think he only gave up 2 runs. In many other games, he would probably have got the win on that performance. So it just shows you what a fine line pitchers are treading, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. And their starting pitcher today, boy, he's a good starting pitcher, probably their
Mm.
best. So it will be a tough day at the office today. But, you know, it's a great thing. You come into game 4 of a 4-game series, you've already won the first 3. Of course, you want to complete the sweep. I've set up a little sweep. Live stream viewers would have seen my picture of Sooty and Sweep with their brooms before this game. But you know, you lose this game, well, you've won the series 3-1. So it's almost a free hit. Almost, you can see it in that way.
Yeah, I feel very relaxed about it. Obviously, I want us to win, but like you say, we've won 3 out of 4. There's absolutely nothing to lose, no pressure.
No. And I guess it will be interesting to see if the postponement for tomorrow potentially plays into what Bob Melvin would do with the bullpen. But the reality is the starting pitching has been so good the last few days that they've been able to use the bullpen kind of as you'd like to, just 3 innings, maybe 4 at the most, each guy getting 1 inning. Well, that's what they're used to. So I know Genzo, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, so we want a sweep in all capital letters. We do want a sweep, absolutely. Yes. What is French for sweep, Hannah?
Great question, Matt. Is that rhetorical?
Yeah. Anyway, we will look it up.
I'll learn it for the next sweep.
Wonderful. Well, but I mean, so we'll see what happens with the Twin Series. Hopefully we will get some games there. But after that, again, if I go back to the schedule, I can show that again on the live stream. So Friday and Saturday and Sunday, 3-game series in Baltimore. The first 2 games at midnight our time. And then Sunday is 6:05, which is a really weird time for us, isn't it? 6:05. Oh, Coup de Balai. Balai is apparently sweep. Coup de Balai. Okay. I know I'm completely butchering the pronunciation. I'm sorry, but there we go. Yes, so 6:05 on Sunday. It's just too early, isn't it? It's like it's over by 9 o'clock, 9:30, and it's like, what's going on there? Those East Coast fans, you know, they have it easy, don't they?
If you speak to so many of the UK fans that support East Coast or Central teams, they don't understand how we can watch games at 9 o'clock, whereas for us, 6 o'clock. I mean, I've barely finished work most nights at 6. It's just, you know, you need to have time to digest and then watch the game. But it's just funny that what's what you get used to, isn't it? Whereas you know, Detroit fans are all used to having the early start, so to them it's exciting. Whereas when they come and play in Auckland, it's a bit 9 o'clock.
Different. Yeah. Coup de ballet. I don't know what that is. Thank you for the comment, though, Genzo. Hannah can't see the comments. This is the problem. So if Hannah could see the comments, she would be able to translate them for me. But she can't. So you're left with me butchering them and making a fool of myself as per usual. But we're quite happy with that. There's 10 minutes or so before first pitch. So I think we shall wrap up this little live stream, pre-game live stream. Hopefully all of you watching it have enjoyed it. Thanks everyone for commenting in the chat. We'll see what happens in the coming week in terms of how much the A's play. But hopefully things are not too bad for the Twins. That's the main thing in terms of the health side, of course. And hopefully all the tests come back fine for the Twins and we can have the double header on Tuesday and then Wednesday. A whole bunch of comments. Okay, yeah. So there's some grammar stuff from Genzo. Phil Proom is saying that's how you pronounce Coupe de Ballet, Matt, with an exclamation mark. Thank you. Tulu Guitars. Watching games is a luxury. I remember trying to tune into Armed Forces Radio back in 1987. Yeah, I mean, it is the thing. I started watching MLB TV 2005, I think it was the first year I had it. You know, we are very lucky to be able to watch it. Even just going back like 15 years, like I say, you couldn't follow the season like this, so it's a real blessing. I know there's plenty about the internet and social media in particular that we can say are not particularly positive, but watching ball games and sharing them on live streams, something like that, certainly is one of them.
Yeah, I had to rely on my uncle in California, you know, phoning me up and telling me how they'd gone when I was a kid. So this is just another world.
Just another world. Phil has noted that there's no free game on MLB today, though, which is a shame. Don't know why they wouldn't have put the A's on there for. But I did quickly check with the schedule coming up this week, and none of the A's games are free games or on BT Sport, unfortunately, this week. So you'll need an MLB TV subscription to watch them, but well worth that investment to be able to follow the glorious A's as we go through the season. So we shall wrap up the live stream from here. The game's going to start in 10 minutes time, so enjoy the game if you're watching it. I'm sure all of you watching the live stream will be, and hopefully we can get that 8th win in a row. Hannah, thanks a lot for joining me as always. What do you reckon score today? Go on, score prediction.
4-2.
4-2. Detroit. Ooh. I'm going to be positive and go 5-3 to the A's. There we go.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
I hope you win, Matt.
Hope I win and hope the A's win, because then everyone wins, really. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you on, like I say, we'll probably do a podcast recording, maybe on Thursday evening our time, so hopefully that'll be out on the Friday. And then, we'll be picking up another live stream probably next Sunday too. Crash Jones saying A's win 8th in a row. Genzo is going 6-1 to the A's. So here we go. There we go. Thanks everyone for watching. Oh, one more. Hi Matt, go A's. Jacob. Hi Jacob. Thanks everyone for commenting, and we'll see you soon.